Calling all homies and bozos, you're cordially invited to come hang out with the boys on that Back on the Block tour. Grab the squad and come see us. It's going to be a good time. Little stand-up comedy, plus we play Are You Garbage with the crowd.
Yeah, we're starting in September. We're doing San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Brea, California, Burlington, Vermont, Boston, Massachusetts, Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Richmond, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Met, Rochester, New York, Toronto. Get your tickets at areyougarbage.com. We love you.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite podcast. This is Are You Garbage?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little show we sit down with your favorite comedians, and we find that if they're good to be classy, or if they're just a big old piece of trash. Trash. I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful day. We're out back here at Tootie's in the new edition. She just got back from the pet store.
Okay.
Bought a bunch of ticks.
Okay, good for her. So watch out. I didn't know they sold those at the pet store.
Could have gave me a little more on that. Mike Holmes is coming at you from right next to me. That's 2 hours down the drain. He is the CEO of Are You Garbage. He is an international businessman and a tough critic. I'll tell you that right now. Give it up for Kid guy's a hard laugh on a Monday. Give it up for KJ, Kevin James Ryan, everybody.
What up, gang? Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Full video available over there on Spotify. And the boys, I got to be honest with you, climbing the charts
We're on the charts over there. Look out.
Charts. Sure, it's the bottom half of the charts, but we're on the charts.
Still.
And then, obviously, the greatest website of all time, www.patreon.com/areyougarbage. Love that money, gang.
Yes, sir. Gang, we couldn't be more excited to have our incredibly, and I mean incredibly special guest here with us today for the first time. He is a very funny, very successful stand-up comedian, podcaster, and author. He just put out his fourth book of poems, Disquieting Levels of Egg. Look at that. He's got a brand new special out September 1st on his YouTube page, and you can hear him every week on his amazing podcast, James Donald Forbes McCann, Catamaran Plan. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for James Donald Forbes McCann, the Thunder from Down Under,
this is
as
easily
they call him.
The best podcast professionally that I've ever... Usually you're in a corner and there's a guy smoking a joint and there's 8 guys doing mushrooms in minute quantities in the corner. This is a top
Hey, you leave
quality
Lemaire
operation.
out of this. He's a good kid.
He's only
Play
one
for
guy.
keeps, baby.
But this is also... I mean, this is very garbage set, like, to have the good set. The rich guy thing is to go, I don't care, I'm a slob. And that's,
No, we
I'm
care
gonna
too
slum
much.
it.
Yeah.
No,
We care
that's-
too much. New
this is
money.
upwardly mobile working class. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, upwardly mobile working class.
That's my audience. That's my favorite group of people in the world.
Yeah.
Upwardly mobile.
Upwardly mobile working class. No, you don't want downwardly mobile working class.
No,
that's the opioid people.
Sure.
Well, we don't discourage. I'll
Little
take
trank,
those
little
two.
fent, whatever you
I
want
want
to do.
people to have at least enough money to buy the tickets.
Listening's for free, though. Don't forget that, gang.
Or have to sell them for sex later on. Buddy, give us the backstory. Give us the origin story of James Donald Forbes McCann.
All right.
Very prestigious name for
Well,
a collar that frayed.
this is a good.
You pulled that out of a
At some point, I thought that was fancy to do 4 names, like a.
Very
Sure,
fancy.
very, yeah.
You know, like Madonna, she goes the one name, and Prince one name. They go, look how I'm so famous. I just need one name. You could say you're so weak that you only think you can get one name across to people. If you have real star power, you should be able to get 4 names to fly. And it also cuts out a lot of the weak fans. You got to really be committed to typing all 4 names.
It's
So
a
you build
lot,
a
of,
cult
lot of
audience.
characters. Yeah.
On the street, you go by James McCann.
Yeah, James's. Yeah.
Literary James Donald Forbes.
Man,
McCann.
that's a #1 best-selling book of poems. And here's the secret to having a #1 best-selling book of poems.
Yeah?
Just release it.
Sure.
Because there are so few sales for books of poems that to win the poem category on Amazon, you sell 3 books in a day. You're a #1 best-selling poet.
Bad.
It's killing it. I like it.
I'm not making enough money out of it, but I feel very successul.
I love it.
What's my story? I'm from Australia. I'm from Adelaide, which is if you can believe it.
I thought Detroit.
It is like Pittsburgh, and it's like a post-industrial town that's trying to recast itself as an arts hub. But
Say
it's not
the
really.
name of it again.
Adelaide. Sweet Adelaide.
Sweet Adelaide.
Man, we're in trouble this week. The best football player going into finals has just dropped I don't know what words I'm like, a strong F anti-homosexual slur.
Oh, no.
And he might be out for the full finals season.
Damn.
And we're trying to finagle something to let him
get
back
him
in.
in.
It's
Get him
hard.
back in.
It's
Where did he
hard.
drop this slur?
On field.
Yikes.
Yeah, the other team reported him, which seems to me a breach of some sort of code.
Sure, I can see that.
Obviously, you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Isaac, but what a great player. We'd really like him to play.
Now, when you say football, what are we talking about? Rugby?
Aussie rules football. This is looks like Gaelic football.
Ozzy
It's a lot
Osbourne.
of- Yes.
God,
He
he's
has
fast.
died so that the game may
R.I.P.
live.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of... Man, I did a road trip through New Mexico. Went to California, but Pistachio Land was on the way. It was like a theme
Is that
park
a-
to the pistachio. But their big thing on their website, and they hadn't taken it down, was that Ozzy Osbourne had once visited Pistachio
That's
Land.
big.
That's all
I
right.
got a big photo.
Now
of him
it's
with his
number one
kids.
seller, James Ford McCann.
James Donald Forbes McCann. We've got the new special out now, Black Israelite. We've got the new book of poems. I think
Wait,
I'm-
is that the name of the special? Black
Yeah,
Israelite?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's all about Israel and black American people. So we'll see if that's allowed up on the YouTube.
You are a niche kind of guy.
It's a loose cannon. I like
It's
it.
hard to search. It's a big problem. I'm trying to fix
number-
that. I got to
The
get
number
one
one,
of these people over
the
here.
number one stand-up comedy special about Black Israelites by Australian guy.
It's mostly about Sammy Davis Jr. He was Adelaide. I went to my well, you get the whole
You want the
family
whole
background?
thing, baby.
All right.
Moms, dads, brothers, sisters.
All right, Dad's side it's odd. They lived in a very rough part of town, and they
Okay.
refused to move because my dad's dad was scared that he would have a heart attack. He'd had friends who'd moved off the neighborhood street,
Uh-huh.
and they'd all died, and so he said, "I'm staying here." So even though he worked
No
his way
kidding.
up to be like, he was a bureaucrat, he was a deputy head of telecom. It was like AT&T in the state.
Your grandfather.
Yes, and so he would
He's
have
afraid to move.
he was afraid to move, and so like a limousine would pick him up from a very rough part of town every day. Anyway,
That's awesome.
it was very.
I
strange.
like that kind of superstition.
But it was in the 70s, so working for like a power company or a phone company did not have. Now you'd be on huge, CFO weird money, but at the time you're a civil servant.
Gotcha.
They gave you a fancy car, but you didn't have heaps of cash. But he went to a
That was a civil servant job back then?
yes, the government owned the telecommunication.
Damn, I didn't know Australia was like that. If
If only we could return to it and now we're getting ripped up now, the bloody Chinese on the phone companies. And they're not doing a great job, let me tell you that.
You guys got Chinese phone companies down there?
My mum came
the hell's
from...
going on?
Oh, it's a lot. My mum came
Place is
from
kooky.
the worst place in Adelaide, which was Elizabeth. And my grandparents kept living there, and we would go up there. Suburbs are usually bad. The further out you go in Australia,
Really?
the worse it is. We didn't have white flight. We didn't have some of the dynamics happening in the 1970s in America. So fancy people live close, and the further out you go, the poorer it gets. But they're like the first people in their in their families to go to like uni, and they went to public schools, like rough and tumble public schools.
Okay, how'd your mom and dad meet?
They were teachers. They both became English teachers.
No kidding.
And they went out to, I think it was Whyalla, which is, oh man, that's a rough, we don't.
It's like someone
we
just
don't
turned
head
them
back.
on.
No, it was like an iron town that shut down,
Okay.
a steel town. And you go back there now, people say Whyalla, why bother? And then the next town is Port Augusta. It's called the Iron Triangle. The third town is riddled with cancer. And it's genuinely...
Chinese phone companies. Yeah.
they
They'd be cutting some corners.
yearn to have a Chinese phone company move in there and just give some semblance that something's going on. But it was really important. They were rapidly mobile people. They went to university.
Right.
They got to become English teachers.
Were they English teachers in Adelaide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Although Dad wanted to be a lawyer, and he got to go. He was a communist in college, in university.
Really?
And then he went to China just
What?
after the Cultural Revolution.
Is that
Wait,
just
you're
like-
joking.
No.
Your father was a communist.
Father was a communist. He was studying history. He went to China as all the sort of mass death was starting to wind down, but the West didn't know what was happening in China.
Is this after the, what was it called where the guy ran over in the tank?
Before.
Okay.
So this was the Great Leap Forward, where Mao decides we're going to have people are going to smelt iron in their backyards, and then what do you know? It's not good iron, and you can't really sell it, and then there's a lot of famine because Albania is giving them all their food. It's a beautiful part of history.
Your dad was a communist.
That's crazy.
But then
that's some commie bullshit.
came
That's the
came
first-
back from China very much not a communist, and is now.
But once
Very
So
conservative.
he
But a
gets
hankering for Mushu pork.
Beautiful culture,
he gets
beautiful
into
people.
Of course.
he gets intrigued by communism in
Yeah.
his studies and his readings.
He wanted to be a revolutionary. He wanted to
Let me ask you this: you mentioned that
take over Australia, I think.
You mentioned that your grandfather was owning or working for a telecommunications company was a civil servant job.
Yes.
Australia was never borderline communist, socialist, were they?
Man.
Don't sound democratic if you ask me. Goddamn, they own a phone company. His dad's going to China. What the fuck?
I'll tell you, in
Don't
the,
sound like BlackRock, I'll tell you that.
How many of your uncles ever went to China?
we had a
I got
cr-
2
we
words
had
for
a
you,
crack.
Vanguard. Let's go.
We had a go becoming a little independent from U.S. power in the 70s.
I'm out.
And then spontaneously, a prime minister was not the prime minister anymore, and we've been friendly ever since.
Right.
Okay.
He said, we might close down some of these military bases and sell our own oil.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he had to go away. So we've never tried again. And nor should we.
He was exhausted. He could go do a couple
People were
weekends
sick of him. He was acting like a dickhead.
Went for a swim in the reef, if you know what I mean.
That was a previous prime minister. That was Harold Holt, who disappeared. People say a Chinese submarine got him.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean got him? Like picked him up?
Yes, that he was a Chinese spy, and they came for him. They came to take him away. He'd fulfilled his mission.
I tell you what, that's
I feel like I'm
opening up-
talking to a beautiful mind here.
I'm sorry. I'm
Start
trying to
writing
give
on the windows.
I'm
You're
trying
out
to
of
give you
here.
my story, and it starts with Harold Holt going, "You'll enjoy this." The prime minister.
I'm not sure I will.
Listen, the prime minister goes swimming, disappeared, probably drowned, maybe a Chinese submarine.
Maybe. Who knows?
But
Or got whacked out.
who can say? He took his mistress to the beach. He went into the water. He never came back.
What about her? Was she gone too?
No, she was alive. She said Harold just went away. But then what the government does in
Probably got Chinese
Victoria,
porn over there.
They have the Harold Holt Memorial Swimming Centre. It's the big swimming centre.
In China?
No, in Adelaide.
Oh,
No,
okay.
in Melbourne. Sorry, Melbourne. They named the swimming pool after the prime minister who drowned.
It's a little ironic.
Isn't that
That's
nice?
a little weird.
Isn't that a tender?
I mean,
No,
Sure.
not if he died. Don't give him a swimming pool. Do you do like a...
If he died.
if
if
he
he
died,
fucking died.
I don't believe he did.
No, now the wife said he couldn't have been a Chinese spy. Didn't like Chinese food.
No, she didn't.
That's the strong argument against it. That's genuine. That's
I
in a
tell
book.
you what, though,
A book
that's
called-
pretty good.
The prime minister was a spy. I'm happy
That's
to-
pretty good, man.
Great to be sharing this.
Listen, if that's the move, and you get to get picked up by the sub, that's the way to go. That's tight.
So generous of the Chinese to risk their entire international reputation by rescuing one of their own. I think they would have plugged him.
Yeah, that's what I killed him. Yeah.
Mum's side, my mum's dad was an orphan in Scotland.
This kid moves quick.
He was an orphan from Aberlour in Scotland, and he came to Australia. He was part of the military.
Okay. This is your mom's dad, I'm sorry?
Mum's dad, and he was at a place called Maralinga. So the British government gets nuclear weapons, and they want to test them out and see how bad are these for people, really. So they go to the Australian outback, and they detonate nuclear weapons, and then they say to the soldiers, go for a walk through that, and we'll see where your health is at in 20, 30 years.
Damn.
Go through the radiation. So it doesn't work out well for any of them. I think they're all dead.
Your grandfather was one of these.
Yeah, he died
Okay.
in his, I think, mid-60s, mid-late 60s. It was terrible, and genuinely, yeah, but he was in Elizabeth. Elizabeth was that suburb to the north of Adelaide. It was meant to be like British, the best of Britain coming over after the war and setting up their own town there.
Gotcha.
And it turned into a slum quicker than you can say. Fuck, man, that's
Chinese
a rough
restaurant.
place to walk around. Oh, Chinese restaurant would be a real step up. There were factories there. The only way we could have manufacturing is if the government was like pumping it up and giving it a lot of money. So when we liberalize and we go,
Tommy.
yeah, but then we go, we're going to be a free market. Then they all close and all the manufacturing jobs go away. Now we don't make anything. America has learnt this lesson as well. I mean, when I first came here, I was in the Rust Belt. I was in the Ohio River Valley for several months.
Wait,
and-
thinking the action was still going on?
yeah, isn't that the place to be? Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Where's all the locomotives are at?
Man, some of the poverty.
How'd you end up there?
So I came to America because I got offered a job on a podcast. It was anyway, they looked up my comedy and they said I was too dirty and they fired me, but I'd already moved my whole family.
Wait, what?
Yes, it was rough.
Hold on, wait. Put a pin in that. We'll get
Okay.
to that.
All right.
Get back to the communist.
Well, he left his communism behind. We've moved past that. He became a teacher
So he
and an
says.
author.
So your dad
And
became
now
a
he's
teacher.
an
and
outspoken friend of Israel.
Nice.
He's gone full circle. No, sorry, the other side. Whichever one is more respectful to my father, that's the one that I'm in.
Brothers and sisters.
One brother.
Older, younger?
He's younger. He
Your parents stayed together? They're still married?
Brother, late career, like I moved to America and they broke up just before then.
Is that true?
Separate house. Yes, they in their 60s they've split up.
Really?
And I don't talk about it very often because I don't know what to do with that.
Sure.
What do you when you're a kid? I mean, it's very. I think. I'm
We
not
lost him.
I'm
That's
sorry.
it.
Well, he looks like a completely different guy without his glasses
I'm
on.
the cold, small, North Irish sociopath eyes that I try and cover up with there. Man, adult divorce is a weird category to be in. The marriage lasts all through the childhood, all through into the 30s. Have some kids of your own.
I gotta be honest. That's not the craziest thing I've heard about you so far.
Isn't it?
If we're being honest,
That's the one I wrestle with.
After
all the
you
time.
told me your dad was a commie, this is shocking to the point where you have to take your glasses
Now
off.
listen, different to be a communist in Australia.
Sure.
Sure.
Not better, still bad. But like whenever people go, like in America, they go, they were communists in the Democrat Party, or like they were lying that there were communists there, and the whole McCarthy thing. We just genuinely had communists. We had our centre-left party was riddled with communists.
Gotcha.
It was like just a normal cash thing to do. People didn't know it was that bad at the time. We didn't know which way we were going to go as a country. We came down on, I think,
Sure.
the right side in the end. I believe. I love freedom. I love America.
I knew he was going to say
This is
that.
beautiful. I love.
To the victor go the
Have
spoils.
you seen the James Brown CNN interview?
What? No.
Don't worry about it. It's the greatest interview of all time.
They make you watch that naturalization class.
I just pro bono went and did some James Brown research.
Name 6
before
Chuck
coming.
Berry songs.
Go.
Look at you in the toilet.
It's my favorite.
Was that Chuck Berry was doing that?
Yeah.
Chuck Berry, look at
He's
you
referenced
in
a
the-
lot on the
Chuck, where you
show.
at?
You know where he's at.
Oh, that's funny.
He's in the bathroom.
Okay, let's talk about Tushy.
Shout out to the good folks out there, Tush.
Let's talk about keeping a clean beehole. Tushy is where you want to be. What do you do? What do you wipe? Huh?
Bozo.
Like a Neanderthal? Huh? Like a guy in a cave scratching your girl's name on the wall? No, you do Tushy. You get that bidet system going. Nice warm water shooting up the beehole, keeping you fresh, keeping you clean all day. Absolutely fantastic.
Listen, gang, you're not too old to learn out there. And that's what I've learned as I've gotten older. There's things that I went, that's not for me. That's not for my kind of guy. My people aren't into that. And I got to be honest with you, I was wrong. Tushy, Tushy, Tushy. They have the everyday luxury
Call me
bidet.
a Frenchman.
It instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. There's a bidet for every biohacking personality type, whether you got Aura, Cloud Plus, whatever you're doing. Tushy's elevated bidet collection nurtures your bottom with instant warm water that never runs cold, a soothing heated seat, and UV sterilization for the next level hygiene. All Tushy bidets easily attached to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. You set it and you go and you change your butthole, baby. Be one of those guys that changes their butthole. Don't be like your dad. Change your butthole. Keep the swampiest body parts fresh and cool for a limited time. Our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use the code GARBAGE at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with the promo code GARBAGE. Do it. Clean your butt.
Yeah. Kip, what do you know about Factor?
You
never had Factor before.
I know everything about Factor. You know nothing about Factor. I know everything about Factor.
We all know about Factor over here because we're absolute big fans. Gang, do yourself a favor. School's getting ready to start, all right? Things are going to start getting busy. Next thing you know, you got the holidays and you're bulking up. Get yourself some delicious, nutritious meals ready to go in 2 minutes. Fresh, never frozen Factor. You got a million different options over there. Not to mention they're getting in the breakfast game. You got the snacks. Everything you need covered with Factor.
Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp.
Really?
Ooh-wee. At no extra cost.
Surf and surf.
You can support your wellness goals. You can enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats. Savor the global flavors. Try the Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more.
Hello.
For more choices and better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine. I was a fan. I've been a fan of Factor for years. It's well documented here. I feel like I'm a broken record here. Shredded chicken taco bowl changed my life. It's fantastic. Go get involved with Factor. It takes that because I'm the kind of guy. I'll get home and I'm on my way home. Like, I'll get pizza. Don't get pizza. Get a sandwich. Don't get a sandwich. And I go, you know what?
Chicken taco bowl.
I got Factor at home, baby. Throw that. I do it on the stove because I'm a gentleman. 2 minutes on the skillet.
I like it in the
Eating
microwave.
fresh. Eat smart at factormeals.com/garbage50 off and use the code garbage50 off to get 50% off your first box plus a free breakfast for 1 year. What? I might have to sign back up. That's
Under a fake name.
Code garbage50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's crazy.
Nuts.
Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Do it. Yeah.
Were you a good student growing up? And how was the household growing up? You, your mom, your dad, and your brother.
Quiet. What you would mean by suburban neighborhood,
right?
I think I was not a good student until I got put in they put me in the school that my dad was a teacher, and then he was so. Sometimes your dad's a teacher, and the kids get away with everything because their parents can pull some levers. And now I got spat on by one boy whose mother was not even a teacher; she was like an assistant teacher, and I couldn't do anything. I got in trouble for
what did he
punching on
spit
with
on you
him.
for? Probably all that.
Heard your dad's a comic.
There was some of that. There was some of that. I was giving him a bit of the chat. I was
You sip it with that comedy
I
talk.
got into too many fights. I got into too many.
Really?
Fist fights?
Well, I started out with some fist fights and wasn't very good. And
And went to
I'm
wits.
ashamed. I'm ashamed to say I kicked the boy in the testicles. First time was an accident, but people were afraid of me after that, and so
That became your move?
I did it twice. I did it 3
It
times.
was like Stone Cold.
I literally in 6 months I kicked 3 boys in the
I like
nose.
it, man.
Hey, if
And
it ain't
then-
broke, don't fix
And
it.
then people were afraid of me. Not in a good way. Not like he's so tough. It's like stay away
Stay
from
away.
McCann. He's got a problem.
I kicked the boy in the testicles.
I kicked the boy in the yes. He's a good friend now. Hey Nick.
Sorry you can't have kids.
Call him Nicky Sopranos.
I believe he's brought children into this world. At least
Okay,
one
great.
There
child.
you go.
But I do remember he vomited up the stairs as he was walking away. It was a trail. I feel very bad about it.
Why
now.
did you kick him? What was
you
the
know,
argument?
Isn't that always the way? Who can remember?
That's the move.
What do
No,
you
I
mean?
shouldn't have done it.
Take a swing.
I had a late I was the smallest boy by a lot.
How
Okay.
late's late?
I was the oldest soprano the boys' choir ever had. It was late. It was like what you would say. I would have been 16 when my voice broke.
Okay.
Yes.
Were you in the
Beautiful.
choir for real or no?
Yeah.
What were the extracurricular activities?
I did them all. But
Did you play
Nut
I did
stomping.
them all.
Nut
No, I
stomping?
squeezed in the nut stomping between. I did debating. I did chess. I did. I tried all the normal sports and was shit at them, so I started doing the ones that
The obscure things.
did squash.
You played
Squash.
Like
squash.
squash and
What
badminton.
is squash exactly?
It's tennis, but really dull, and the Saudis love it.
Okay.
He always goes to
Saudis
another
love
country.
it.
Anytime
I'm
you
sorry.
ask,
I'm
every time
sorry.
you ask him something, he always ends with a
I just
problematic
got on a
country.
plane. I
He's
just
very
got on a plane.
geopolitical.
I just got on a plane. It was Korean Airlines, everybody.
Did they have a test over there? Because you seem like a pretty sharp
Is
guy.
this going well?
It's going great.
Please.
You kidding me?
Do they have a
All right.
test? They
We're
have a
going to
test.
turn you in as soon as you get out
They
of
do
here.
have a test.
Do they have like a? Do you know what the SATs are?
Yes.
Do they have a similar test in Australia?
They don't have a standardized one. They have sort of, yes. It's state by state.
How did you do on that? Did
I
you
would
ever-
assume you're extremely intelligent.
But I feel you're intelligent. I could be
If
wrong.
I was showing up and paying attention, I did okay. But
Yeah.
it was really, my dad was like, because he was a teacher there, and he would be so ashamed. That was it. That was the only reason I was taking a break from video games and kicking boys in the testicles. Is he would go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What video game
Come
system
on.
did you have?
I was thinking about. I had the Xbox.
There wasn't like different ones over there,
and
right?
no, we had them all. We had them all. But I had the PlayStation before then. But I never got the PlayStation 2. And I wish I'd had the PlayStation 2 instead of the Xbox. I had a lot of good Halo memories.
Gotcha.
But I think the PS2. We were. So it's a fancy school and they got a discount. But my mum didn't work and my dad was on a teacher's wage.
All right, so your mom didn't work. So the
yes.
neighborhood you grew up in was upper middle class. It was nice.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Your dad did well.
We were in the fancy area and we were the poorest people by a lot.
Understandable. Gotcha.
So I
Because
would-
they bought at the right time.
They bought it at the right time, and he had a job at the good school. He got a job at a good school.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I got brought in on, you don't have to pay
Sure.
the same amount of money as everybody else.
Understandable.
And so everyone else comes back from holidays going like, oh, we've been to Paris. Oh, it was beautiful, the lights.
And what would a vacation be for you?
My dad took me to China.
We would get cable television just for the holidays, and I'd get to watch SmackDown and Raw. That was.
You would get it just for the holidays and then cancel it?
And
Awesome.
they cancel it, yeah. Because they don't want to be paying for it, and they don't want to be watching it. But during the summer holidays,
Like summer off.
yeah, we'd get like 2 months of. We'd call it Foxtel. So you'd get cable TV for 2 months.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Just a huge amount of television, and then back to school.
And
Cram it all
what
in.
was the school year for you? Because I
Yes.
not to sound ignorant, I can't tell what's winter, what's summer.
No, it's like a January to start of December.
What is
That's
Your
the
school
school
year?
year. That's the school year. So summer is it gets-
January to the start of December?
So maybe early Feb. But then we do it different. We have 4 terms with a 2-week break. You do one big.
Yeah.
Kids go off to summer camp. We have like 10 weeks, 2 weeks off. 10 weeks, 2 weeks off.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
You got to explain this to me.
Okay.
I don't know how else he can explain it to you, but that was pretty
When,
clear.
when do you? Okay,
I'm doing my best.
you're going into 8th grade. When does school start?
Like start of February.
The start of February.
Yes.
That's wild.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
That's
And then-
un-American.
wait, what? That's when school starts?
End of January, start of February. Yeah.
Okay, and then
That's
you're-
just when
you're-
it's starting to
you're
get a
going
little
from
less hot.
where to
It's
when?
hot. You're going through to the start of December.
You're going the whole year straight through?
You just said you go 10
But you got
weeks
10
on,
weeks
2
on,
weeks
2
off.
weeks off.
So it'd be like how we had marking periods or, whatever.
So you're going to school in the summer months? In
your summer month, there are winter months. So
The toilets, the other way, they're going the other way down there.
December is hot. Let me tell you,
Okay.
cutting down a Christmas tree in Australia is a slog. It's 100 degrees. You go out into a field, there's Christmas trees that we would never do this as a kid. My mum would get the plastic tree, but that was my I believe in the real tree. I love
Sure.
I love it.
Sure.
It's a waste of money. The whole house is filled with pine needles. It's a bitch to get in and get out.
Sucks.
But here, I imagine it's very nice to go out and cut down a tree. Not that people sell it in the parking lot and they do
Yeah.
it for
Right.
you. But there, you've got to crawl in long grass and there's snakes everywhere. And
What the fuck?
hacking away.
Imagine
and-
getting bit by a rattler when you're trying to celebrate Christmas.
It's a lot
That's
of time.
crazy.
I got a half a pint of eggnog in me.
Trying
I'm
to-
not watching where I step.
Slap a kangaroo.
Eggnog not as popular because it's 100-degree day. So
It's gonna all
you want to be
spoil.
having the beers very early on Christmas.
So
Barbecue.
you're telling me that you're basically going to school all year round, 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Yes.
I'd kill myself.
Wait, so you're going to school,
But then
your
so-
entire childhood, it never
So,
stops.
I
would freak
Our
out.
summer holiday is like a month and a half. So you get a slightly
okay.
longer break. But it's not like this beautiful 3-month American
Right.
summer running around.
We start in
riding your
September.
bike.
You're done in May. You go down the shore.
Yeah.
You get a summer job.
There's-
Find a girlfriend. Do a little smooching.
You're saying you, but this is definitely first-person stuff. I wasn't getting any. I had one girlfriend in high school briefly, and then she broke up with me.
Kicked
and
her in
then
the nuts.
I think she did become a non-binary. Yeah, mate, who can say?
No kidding.
Who can say? Devastated all through my last year at high school.
Huh.
At this,
How long was the relationship?
weeks.
Summer
long-
break.
Yeah.
Holy
Okay.
shit. All right. Okay.
What? Okay.
So what would you guys do? So you're telling me that your parents would get
You broke
cable?
Foley, by the way.
Yeah. Your parents would get cable for like 2 weeks or that month and a half.
They get the month and a half, and then sometimes if the Iraq War was really kicking off and Dad wanted to watch Fox, because by this point he's a Fox Republican, then he
Really?
gets Fox.
Man, this guy's a flip-flopper if you ask me.
He has is a huge pivot. I mean, really, the rightward tilt is it was before my time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a
remember
shocker.
born-
James, how old are you, by the way?
30. I want to say 33.
33.
Wait, why do you think I'd be shocked at that?
Young guy.
You thought I thought he'd be
You think I look
older?
old?
Yeah.
We've
No,
got
I
3
figured he
kids.
was-
We've got
He's
3
a
kids.
communist.
I have never been, nor have
Have
I
I
ever been
ever?
a member
Yeah.
of the Communist Party.
Yeah.
That said, no,
They have some good
I've
ideas.
hung out with communists at parties.
I do enjoy
we've
Chinese food.
We just have communists in Australia. They sell newspapers. I kind of miss them because there's a certain kind of person. When you see a English-speaking communist, you see the Russian commie and they're
Sure.
like big and buff.
It throws you off a little bit.
Communists are skinny, pale in Australia. They're selling badges nobody wants.
Badges
Those, like buy a little badge, buy a little.
to support communism.
Yes, but they never. It's
Let me
never
go
just.
down
It's
there
never
and
like a
fucking
hammer sickle.
Straighten some of these guys
They
out.
are the communists, but it'll be like the rainbow stuff, the Aboriginal stuff, the no nuclear stuff.
Gotcha.
Very angry with their newspapers, which are very thin and poorly researched.
Spelling's horrible.
They're doing
All
their
right.
best.
anytime would you guys ever go away? Would you go to like, how far away were you from the beach, first of all?
So everywhere in Australia is near the beach.
It's around the. It's on the
everywhere's
edge,
near the beach. The difficult thing is everywhere worth going to is 8 hours drive away minimum.
Why?
What
do you mean? Like a beach?
We got the country is the same size of America. We got 5 big cities.
Right.
And that's it.
Because in the middle, there's
a lot of hot sand, a lot of poverty.
Does anybody live in like the middle of the country?
Yes, it's called Alice Springs. I think it's the stabbing capital of something. But yeah, they had to bring in a curfew in Alice Springs.
Jesus.
There's a lot of problems. Lord's name.
Huh.
There's a lot of problems.
So could you, how long would it take you to get to the beach from your house?
Not long. 40 minutes.
40
and
minutes.
It's a beautiful, nice.
And would you drive there and go swimming and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's one of the only. I mean, there's not. Sometimes Adelaide is, for a long time, it was known as a place where there was nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you would just have to. Oh, we got a beach, we got mountains. It's a beautiful. Too many people are moving there now, and the house prices have gone up to like $1 million. So if you would stay the fuck out of Adelaide,
You live here now.
I know, but one day I'd like to have a beautiful.
No,
home.
if you live here now, you have to not care about Australia. That's the
You can never forget. That's what a disgusting thing to forget your roots.
later.
We're not letting you go
What?
back.
You're a Jets fan now?
Yeah.
You forgot where you're from?
Nope.
You forgot who raised you?
Go Birds.
Go Birds, dickhead. What was the first job growing up?
McDonald's.
Really?
Yes, I was a fry cook at McDonald's. I wanted to be customer facing, but they didn't think I had the personality for it.
You're trying
So
to convert
I-
everybody communist.
I was a very bad. I'm not a communist. My father was, before being very right wing, a good, staunch, loves America.
Mm-hmm.
How was the
bring
gig
him
at
up.
McDonald's? And how old were you?
I would have been 14, 15.
Okay.
I was not great.
When can you work there? Could you work during the school? Can you work during?
Yeah, I'd
when
work.
you-
I'd work after school and then
school.
weekends,
No kidding.
and then just on a terrible. You get a. I don't know if they have children's wages here, but like they can pay you less than minimum wage if you're a kid.
No kidding.
Yes, you get like 60% of minimum wage.
Holy
But,
shit.
So you,
Australia's wonky.
got no work ethic. What was the big seller at the time at Australian McDonald's?
they would.
What was
like the menu item?
Yes.
I mean, we have many of the quarter pounder's great.
Sure.
Mhm.
I was always a Big Mac fan,
My man.
but the family was all vegetarian throughout my teen years.
Man.
What?
Yeah, my brothers held on to it. I eat meat. When I left home, I was like, oh, let's try ham. Ham is good.
Yeah. Sure is good.
Because
Welcome
I was
to America,
poor.
baby.
So when I left home, I went to university, and then dropped out twice, and just bummed around in like the art scene doing comedy and not having any money
Mhm.
for 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. It was a long
Where was
time.
that? Where was that? Where was college? Where was
I was
university?
in so we go in the same town that you're from. We don't have this.
You don't try. Yeah.
No,
So you were just around town.
I just
You
lived
didn't
at
go to
home.
like Melbourne or.
You lived at home.
I tried moving out of Adelaide a bunch of times. I tried moving to Melbourne. Had another breakup. Had to get the fuck out of Melbourne. I was dating a comedian. You can't. Boy, a comedy breakup is ugly.
Man.
It's all your friends are also your colleagues,
Mhm.
and she was much more successful than me, and rightly so because I was doing my act was bad. Anyway, I get lost in the past. Excuse me, I wasn't ready to talk about.
I love this.
I've so many closed doors in my mind.
He's staring off into no man's
Yeah,
land.
no, I
there-
tried to move away a couple times, but I always came back.
You always came back.
Yeah,
And then. Okay.
because Adelaide's great. I mean, it's in many ways. It's
Were you
the
doing
whole-
comedy there?
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Small
living
scene,
at home.
Small scene. We've got a big fringe festival. So you do like the festival every year. It
Okay.
goes for like a month. You're doing like an hour. It's a good way to get early stage time
Right.
to 4 people who don't
Sure.
want to see it and family members who are going. "This is
About
not
what
gonna
year
work
did you?
out."
When did you start? What year?
2008. I was 17.
At 17,
No,
you started comedy.
2009. I was 17. Yeah.
Damn.
Hmm.
And you didn't move here until 2000, until last year, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys don't make it easy to come.
Sure.
Across the border, getting here legally is almost no commit. Jim Jeffries made it. Who else? It's a small list of Aussie. They all go to the UK.
You have to go to the UK. Yeah.
But there's a couple more now who are. Aaron Chen is here. Blake Freeman is here. Amos Gill, the great Amos Gill is here. But that's like 6 guys. Scott, do you know Scott Dooley?
No.
Think he's in New York. Think he does.
You're either
Shout out
you
to
could
him.
you, like, it's so funny. You could be naming like people who could sell out Madison Square Garden or open micers, and you're like Scott Dooley. It all sounds like people who died in high school.
He was a radio presenter
Okay.
in Australia. He was great, and now he's here. I think he writes captions for the New Yorker now. We
Okay.
all are on a different journey.
So you started in
I don't know
2008.
Scott Dooley.
Started in
We never met.
2008,
Yeah.
and then moved here in 2024.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've been doing comedy about the same time. I started in 2008. I was 32. You were 17.
I mean, but you might have been better faster.
Nah,
No?
I stink.
I started out, I think my first gig was good.
Okay.
And I was like, I can do this. And then, wow, it dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
Like the audience is going, I read Steve Martin's autobiography. And I was like,
Thought you had it?
We got to do some weird, we got to challenge people. We got to invent something brand new. And it was 10 years of,
Wow, you did it for 10 years.
I did 10 bad years. Then
That's
I
what I'm
started to have
saying.
some
Yeah,
better
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was dressing up like a nun. I was writing musicals. I had a piano accordion. I was doing everything that I would now really disapprove of people doing.
Sacrilegious.
It was very old, but also we got 5 clubs, like in the country. So if you're a club comic, that means you're going to get to do a lot of cruise ships. I remember James Brown watching an interview of him where he talks about if they don't want you, you have to be so good that it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
It's like, all right, I guess we have to try very hard. I don't think I got there. I don't think I got to James Brown. I don't have any sequence. I don't have big hair. I don't have a man come out and put a robe over me at the end of the
He's up
show and
there
bring me back
dancing.
to life. He's up there dancing. Look at me now. James Brown would dance on the street for like 4 or 5 hours. You guys have club. You can become a club comic here. That means something. You can be we don't have openers. Our big comics, you show up in a theater. They say, "Ladies and gentlemen, so and so," and they come out and they do their hour, and then they walk off, and that's it. They're not. There's no ladder for like finding a mentor unless it's the business holds every card.
Damn.
What I love about one of the many things I love about this country, I love America. Fuck communism. I've said it many times.
Take that, Dad.
But he's not a communist
Okay,
anymore.
I
He's
know,
not
okay.
a communist anymore. I should reiterate. But like, you guys have people get success as a comic, then they get a couple of openers, and they drag people up
Yeah.
through the bit. And the comics have a big say on who's getting opportunities.
Comics have all the say now, I would argue,
Yeah.
over the opportunities.
Podcasts have really put the sword through the late night
Sure.
thing.
Sure.
Do you know how many shows Fox is producing in America right now?
How many?
How many comedy shows? This is what I heard.
What?
0.
Yeah.
They just have Fox Studios where they used to do TV shows in LA. Just empty. Get the pods in there. Get
Sure.
Bad Friends to move into Fox Studios.
It's Fox Sunday night. Let's go.
That could really save at this point television.
Throw us on there.
Man, wouldn't that be nice? If
That'd
this
be
was
so
coming
funny.
on.
It was
I'll
just
do
all-
it for $5,000.
Seth Meyers has to say that. Seth Meyers is like, coming up next, Are You Garbage? They've got you get wow, incredible guests. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's the same booking people. You get
Sure.
to ask if Sydney Sweeney, what was it like being in Idaho with the big buzzies?
I love Sydney Sweeney.
She is a gem.
Kid's got a little hound dog in him. I
No,
like it.
she's a real talent.
Let's
and
go
a
back.
Fine actress.
Who did the cooking in your house? Mom?
Yes.
How was she?
At cooking,
Yes. What kind of things would you have?
my brother was a fussy eater, and everyone was
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
So it was like Paul Newman's pasta sauce.
Okay.
Every
Makes a good
it's
sauce.
like every,
Makes a good
it's
sauce.
a great sauce.
It's a great sauce.
But she would get that one because it's very moral buying. You know, it's never the cage eggs. So we would always have, people would complain. The school fees are very expensive, all those things, but the eggs have to be from the most immaculate chicken.
Okay.
It's that sort of.
And Newman took care of the chickens.
No, Newman.
They made
I
the
don't know who's
sauce.
doing that. They did the sauce.
Oh.
Do you ever have the Paul Newman's pasta sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant eggs in the sauce of some kind. I didn't know
Oh
what
no,
the-
I just mean in general, like all the
gotcha.
ingredients, like the cows have to be treated nicely.
Gotcha.
But the food, brother was a fussy eater, so I remember having the same pizza, the same fish and chips. That's a big Australian.
Fish and chips?
I love fish
Shout
and
out
chips.
to it. Me too.
Very hard to find good fish and chips.
Here.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give you that.
But then they'll be weird. They'll just be like a Greek man. When I was living in Ohio, it's just like one
Certain
weird
spots
Greek
hit it,
man
yeah.
was there. He's like, have the soup. It's like, I've never had soup at a fish and chip shop. I didn't know they did the Italian wedding soup.
Yeah.
You like that?
What a soup.
It's a great
That's
soup.
a soup that could travel. I can see why it broke out of just the Italian weddings and it's taken over a whole continent.
That is a very specific event, Soup.
And also, you've got so few Greek guys in this country that they stayed Greek sounding.
Yes.
They're like,
like you want good Greek food, come over to Astoria. Take you out.
I saw it.
Take you to Cape Clytus.
That was the first place in New York I got
Tommy
to see.
and them never took you over there? To Ditmars?
I stayed in that house for 1 week, and I remember there was a loud... As the week I met both of you, it was the
Phillies were in the playoffs. That's when our binge drinking with me, him, O'Connor, Pope, and Shane started.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it looked like it had been going for a while.
Yeah, I mean that whole playoff run. You caught us at the tail end of it. Yeah,
that was I mean, I'm sorry you didn't get the win in the end, but I was there for a game that you did win.
Yeah,
and I remember it was Kate Upton was dating the pitcher.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of. I didn't question Ian Fidance's sexuality at all that evening because everyone was so happy about the big buzzies.
Sure.
The buzzies.
The tits. She had mammary glands on it.
And we get you.
That's the gap between big tits famous women. It goes Kate Upton, nothing for a generation, Sydney Sweeney.
You're not wrong.
She's the first set of big mams that have come out in a long time.
What was your first concert that you went to?
I think it was Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, my God.
That's so telling.
It was great.
This gets worse by the second.
Great. I mean, the Wiggles, if we're going very early.
Whoa.
Really?
They were Australian,
They're
right?
Australian, so they're always
that
gigging.
makes sense.
Whoa.
You guys don't love Weird Al Yankovic?
No, I do.
of course.
But what age did you go?
Oh, man. 14, 15?
When did you see the Wiggles?
4.
Okay.
Trying to think of any
18,
other...
19.
We had so to get the Americans and the British out, we'd have like a big music festival once a year. It was called the Big Day Out.
To get them out?
Well, it's hard to
get them over there?
Yeah, just to have enough money to get some big names. Because if you have to tour on
The
your
American
own,
bands.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I
like
got
if you're a mid-level American band, I got to see Death Grips at the Big Day Out. I remember that was great. But it's like they wouldn't tour on their own outside of that.
I got it.
So like the Red Hot Chili Peppers come out and they're headlining,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a bunch of bands that you actually. Not that I didn't want to see the Red Hot Chili
No,
Peppers.
I understand what you
sick.
mean.
I do love the Chili's.
Mm-hmm.
Bands from
trust
America
people that
and
don't.
Britain that were
Yes.
bubbling up but weren't quite
But
that
then they
big yet.
pepper it in with Australian hip hop to
Australian
support the
hip-hop.
bass. There's a couple Hilltop Hoods. They had the Nosebleed section. You'll know that song.
I know.
It's a big one. Shout out All Day. Shout out Cursor.
I like how he's looking at Luke like he's going to start spinning.
I'm trying to look at the camera. I'm trying to get.
I'd like his mark.
I try and do the hip hop beats, and these people won't jump on for a feature. Danny Brown wouldn't jump on one.
Wait, you make your hip hop? You make hip hop beats?
On my phone, on the GarageBand on the phone, I make the hip hop beats. Danny Brown.
He's a Renaissance man. What do you want?
He's something. He's something, all
Listen,
right.
there was no money in comedy. Everyone over here is a comedian. They're millionaires. Look at this. You got a penthouse studio in Manhattan.
Sure.
We're on the third floor.
That's no. You got to scrap for what you can.
I hear you.
Get. You got to make it.
So when did you start making beats over there
Yes.
or here?
I mean, I'm working now, so I don't get as much.
You don't.
time.
Yeah.
We got the kids.
Were you selling them over there at all?
Never. Not one person has agreed to buy any of my music.
You're
ever.
making them on your phone.
Yeah. You want to listen to some?
I kind of do. But
I don't want Universal Music Group to pull me into their ongoing lawsuit. That
if
they
you can
have.
believe it, I don't have a label.
So were you over here? Well, let's fast forward. I think I would say we have a picture of the childhood.
No, but we can move on. I know about the prime ministers of Australia. Yeah, we could jump forward to now. When was the first time you came here? Would you ever make a trip?
Yep. I came over for 2 weeks. So I met Shane Gillis in Australia like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So that was when we met you. Was your first time here?
No, yes. That was
No
the first
shit.
time here. And I had I was not a friend of mine was opening for him, and I sort of stopped following comedy because everything in Australia was not turned on my brain. My brother loved podcasts, and he kept up with it. And we'd had a child, so when podcasts started to boom, I was out of the culture. I was like,
you had a kid.
Yeah, we got.
So you had gotten
6 years ago.
You had gotten married.
We got married. Yes, we got married. We got 3 kids. We're 6, 4, and 2.
So you got married. What does your wife do?
She is assaulted by a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old all the time. She can't work on a visa.
Okay.
Can't work on a visa.
So what?
But also, I wouldn't make her work anyway. That's repulsive.
But what was she
Making
doing?
your woman work.
That's old school.
If she wants to work, let her work. If she wants to work, you can't stop that anymore.
What were you doing over
But-
there to make a living, to get married and have kids?
Oh,
And where were you guys
fuck,
living?
I mean, we had a housemate when we were first married, and then when she got
tough
pregnant, we moved in with my parents.
Okay.
Because I was,
Nothing.
I was working in a call center for a while
Okay.
for the company that my grandpa used to run, and then I was working. Oh man, if you want to go through bad jobs, that's probably where I can really connect. Those are the difficult, garbagey years. I was a door-to-door cable television salesman. Where I would knock on people's doors. This was after Netflix
selling the
had been
services,
invented.
not actual televisions.
No, I would
Sell the
say,
service.
did you want to pay $30 a
We
month
can
and get
upgrade,
Foxtel?
yeah.
But they would just drive you out to the worst parts of town because that's where you make your bread as a door-to-door
Mm-hmm.
salesman. You go to a rich part of town, nobody wants to come in.
Sure.
But you got, housing commission. I don't know what you call it, Section 8,
Uh huh.
and just knock on 50 Section 8 doors and try and sell them cable television.
Would it work sometimes?
Yes. When I needed the money, I could be good at it and I could put a hard sell on. But then you'd get commission. It was all on commission. And then all of a sudden I'd have like $2,000 or $3,000 for the week. And I was like, hey, I don't have to. I'll just get in the bus with the rest. This is not a job anyone wants to do, and it's a bad door-to-door sales. I'd get on a bus. There was an Indian man named Raghuveer who drove the bus. There's me. There's an African guy who loved talking about cheating on his wife, and everyone was very uncomfortable. He'd be like, "Don't touch my phone, baby."
Is this a public bus?
No, it was just like he owned a big van, a Sienna. He owned like a.
Who did?
Sorry, the guy driving the
That would
Sienna.
take you to work?
The manager would drive us out to an area.
Sounds a little human trafficky, if you catch my drift.
You'd only have to work. They'd only do it in the afternoon because that's when people are home. But for 4 or 5 hours, you'd knock doors in the worst parts of town trying to get people to get cable television. I did that for about 6 months. I made all the money in the first month and a half, and then I just kept doing it to show up. But like sad Irish people coming over to Australia who need a job, and then they're too dumb to work in hospitality or something, or like too slow, or they just don't have bartender energy. They're doing door-to-door sales in regional. We do week-long trips into the outback. I went back to those places, Whyalla and Port Augusta.
Wait, why would you do week-long trips out there to sell?
Move
Yeah.
product.
And where would you stay?
We would stay at like the worst. Sometimes it would be like a house that they'd managed to rent from somebody. I had to share a room with a man from the Philippines who snored terribly. And one night I rocked him. I said, please stop. And I remember he sat bolt upright. He woke up and he's like, I'll kill you. I'll stab you. And it was, nowadays you go to an HR company, or whatever. But I just had to absorb. I told the boss, I was like, he threatened to kill me last night.
Did you wake him up?
The
Yeah,
boss
he'll
was
do
like,
that.
the boss was like, he sells well, so don't rock this boat.
Number one of
I
the
was doing
culture.
that. I was in a call center after that for when people had our version of AT&T and a loved one died, they'd call up to disconnect the service.
Uh-huh.
And my job was to, while they were disconnecting that service, get an iPad,
Upsell him.
upsell the people who are trying to
Was it
leave.
specifically when people died?
You'd get deaths.
Man, Australia is fucking weird.
They'd lumped them in together. So people who just wanted to disconnect, you'd get them, and then 1 in 4, randomly, you'd get like an old guy going, "No, my sweet wife is gone."
Hey, listen here, Pops.
And yeah, you get
you
an
a
iPad,
sweet-ass iPad.
keep you company through the night. But the best markup was on like the cheapest Samsung pad, which was like that big and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I moved a lot of them. That was
My
a
mom
rough
had
gig.
one of those for a long time.
And then I thought I could be a copy. I worked as a music journalist briefly.
Okay.
I got like 6 months in a good job doing like music reviews and watching bands. And the magazine folded shortly. After about a year, they went out of business. It was owned by a Spanish billionaire who said, this isn't going anywhere. The newspaper, the Rupert Murdoch of Spain, for some reason owned this publication. And he shut that down, and then I had to go to the call center, and that was rough. And then I thought, I'll become a copywriter. I've got some I'll write ads.
Okay.
But I didn't have an in. I'd been doing comedy.
You didn't have a degree from university, right?
I did, but it was in like classical antiquity. It was in like Roman history.
Okay. But still,
And,
a degree's a degree, like over there, right? You got to have a degree to get a job. A good job.
Yeah, but so many people have them
Okay.
that I've never had a job that's used the degree. I could have done any of these jobs without it.
Okay.
But then this was before AI, and I'm glad I moved to America just as AI was starting to take over this industry.
Gotcha.
But I would, I would do $4 an hour jobs to get experience that were meant to be done by like Indians.
Mm-hmm.
You're meant to be in a third world country not writing very well. But I applied for one of those jobs and I got it, and they're like, okay, you got to write 15,000 words a day about garage doors. And I would just sit, and I only did this because I'd gotten married. I'd gotten married. We got all the wedding money. You get, invite a lot of people to the wedding. We had a very cheap wedding.
What'd you make?
Oh, I would have made like 10 grand off the wedding.
Pretty good.
And the wedding, I don't think I had to pay. I had to pay $400 for the priest. No, like for the the church rental.
Mm-hmm.
We did the reception in my parents' backyard, and we just lived off that money while she was pregnant, and she had the bad morning sickness with the first baby. And as we're going through that money, I had 2 guitars that I'd had for years. I sold them. I sold everything I loved. And then I got this job writing Indian copy, and I found I could really fucking do that. I could power through. I could write 10, 15, 20,000 words of slop about like, why should you? It was all these, like, why should you start a coffee business? Reasonable. And like they use these words over and over again.
Jesus. And then you have 2 more kids.
Yeah. Because I'm a devout Catholic man, and condoms are evil.
And so you're scripping and scraping this whole way.
Yes.
And then, okay.
The rent was always a problem. And then...
Well, you still live... Did you live at your mom's all the way through until you moved
I couldn't. No, we had to move out. So we moved out to the western suburbs. So I grew up in the eastern suburbs because my parents were up... they're doing well. They wanted to be over there. That's the nice part of town. We moved into the western suburbs where there's a little more... Oh, I remember one time we went on a road trip because I could work remote. I could sit. What I would do is I would help with the kids during the day, and then at night when she'd go to bed, I
was the copywriting job.
Yes.
So you're sticking with this.
Yes.
Okay.
So I could work remote because it was all meant for Indians overseas at this point. So what I would do is, so one night we're in this rough neighborhood, and the house across the street.
Up when you're doing an outsourced fucking job.
It was a rough time. I always the comedy is starting to grow in Australia at this point, but even if you're like a good cult act, a $20,000 year that's a good year.
That's a good year.
Mm-hmm.
That's on Australian money too, so I'd say a $12,000 year is a good year. There was a meth lab across the street, and the scents would come in at night, and we were going, this can't be good for the children's brains. The chemicals wafting in, and it's like don't have air conditioning, so the window has to be open so we can. But then the fucking meth smell is coming in. And then one night, the gunshots went off across the street because there'd been some sort of dispute. And I was like, everybody get in the car. We're going on a road trip. And I just drove the family to Canberra. It's like a 3-day drive. It was like a real snap mentally. I'd had COVID not long before this. This is like the last thing that happened before I made good in America. Okay. I didn't know I was going to make good in America, but this is sort of where I was at. I just drove the family across the country, and I remember I would go off like at night because I could do the work whenever. But I would, be in a cheap Airbnb, and I'd go off to a McDonald's, and I'd sit and I'd write like 8,000 words of copy for like a mattress company, and like just write 8 pieces, 1,000 words each. Try and use queen size mattress over and over again. And I remember it's just they want queen size. They want those words in. So I tried to work in size queen as many times as I could. I thought that was fun. You got to make it interesting for yourself.
That kid's a comic.
But I worked my way up to a better copywriting job.
Okay.
About a year and a half before we got it, and then financially it was starting to go. It was a little better.
And then give me the night that you met Shane.
My brother said you've got to come and see this guy.
You're still in this kind of situation.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think we might have had 3rd child on the way by that point.
Okay.
So
are you still in the meth? Are you still in the meth house?
We'd managed to move to a house that was in a better neighborhood, but was not a good fit. You got kids running around, and there's 2 bedrooms. Also, the parents have split by that point, so Dad's also living with us. So,
this is fucking brutal.
Kind of like The Pursuit of Happiness.
Jesus Christ!
I was thinking through the start.
My dog got ran over by a car.
This doesn't sound poor enough. I kept thinking at the start, but in my heart I know, we're going to get to the good poor stuff. Are you guys? It's got to be, it's the hustle.
You've only ever held jobs that are exclusively in India.
I respect.
But you're doing them in your home.
So
your
parents split up. Your dad moves in with you.
Yes.
Your mom stays in the house.
Yeah.
You should have left him in that apartment and moved in with your mom. You had the house.
She was living with us first.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it was a lot. And he ran for politics for a right-wing party and didn't win, and he was living with us. And
What in the fuck?
he ran a good campaign. And frankly, I believe he should run again. He's a good man. My mother is a good woman. They're good people. I wish they could sort it out.
Okay, so your dad's living with you, and then your buddies.
Some of the timelines here are difficult. It was a bit of a hectic time.
It sounds it.
But my brother goes, come and watch this guy perform. He's the guy who got cancelled, and I'd been vaguely aware that had happened.
Okay,
but I hadn't seen any of I think I'd watched the blind guy at the wedding sketch. Do you know this?
Yes, yeah.
I liked that. That was the only one I'd seen, and I went, and it was like, oh, stand up is. I didn't know he was the best to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just at that point I thought, fuck, you can do stand up again. Like stand up,
yeah, like you're like
can be
this
great.
Is,
And people will come. There were like 300 people at the Norwood Town Hall, and it was all men at this point. And I remember they sold out of beer because they didn't know what the audience was going to be. And so all these like Shane Gillis fans in Australia had to buy white wines and sit with two enormous white wines in the front row. And it was like. There'd been to this day in Australia, there's nothing really that's tapping into that. Just like men who want to laugh and some ladies too, but it's all been like very feminized and old. Like it's all for the old, TV generation. There's not a lot of big podcasts.
Gotcha.
And I went to that, and I didn't get to open. My buddy opened, but my brother really wanted to meet Shane. So I texted the open. I said, Can I come back and say hello? Mm-hmm. And we got to go in, and we hit it off. And it's the only time It was like, I don't know why I did it, but I said, can I open for you on the next one? Because I was,
He was doing more shows in Australia.
That was like halfway through the run. I was like, can I go to...
were you doing comedy at the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I started the podcast,
I know you were,
and the podcast was very... James Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan was not the behemoth that it is now.
You had already started the podcast over there.
Yes.
All right.
I had thought at that point that... Because then Patreon... Patreon was like a couple $100 a month, but I was like... There's actually a future in that. Maybe the comedy is never going to... I'd keep trying. I keep putting things up. I got a couple clips that went good on Instagram, but you can't feed your family with a viral clip on Instagram. TikTok, maybe. I don't know what their model is, but I don't believe in it. So I said, can I open for you in Melbourne? And he said, sure. He said, is it close? And I said, yes, which is not true. And it was the next night, and I think I borrowed the money because the only ticket I could get was like a down the front of the plane $600
You had to fly.
ticket.
You have to fly.
I had to fly. And so I paid a big lump of money to fly to... It was more than all the money I had to fly to Melbourne and do the show opening for him in Melbourne the next night. And it was great. He was a wonderful man. We got talking. And I thought that was going to be it, but I had a friend who was at the show, and they said, ask if you can go to America and stay with him. I was like, that's gross. You can't ask people that. She said, do it. What do you have to lose? And I did. And he said, yeah, if you're ever in America, you can come and stay with me. And I booked a trip to America, and then I met you all.
Jesus Christ.
Just
after
fucking
that.
quick?
That was like 2-3 months later. And then when I got back, that was in like September, and the third baby came at the start of December. And the parents broke up in October.
Okay.
It was a big run.
So
but I thought that was
the
it.
Phillies lost.
And the Phillies lost.
Jesus Christ.
But I thought I thought I just had like a nice week and a half in America.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I had a big layover in LAX. I'd never been to America before. I had a big suitcase, and I thought I'll walk around Los Angeles.
Oh, my God.
I had my
Just
big trundle suitcase.
Turns into a homeless guy.
Why? Is that the way you came in? You came in the other way?
Yes. No, so not the Europe way. You come in. So I came into LA.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I've got a day. I can spend a day. And I hadn't slept on the flight because there was this fucking woman yammering the whole... Didn't get to sleep at all on the
Filipino
flight.
guy next to you?
And someone said, go to Venice Beach. It's close to the airport. It's beautiful. And so I was at 8 a.m. at Venice Beach with my suitcase, just watching... That's the first thing I saw in America was just like psychotic guys shouting into the ocean. And also the fanciest hotels I'd ever seen in my life. And I went to the hotels because I tried to... We have a thing called like a day rate. where you can pay to like take a nap somewhere. And I go in there, I was asking everybody, have you got a day rate? And they were looking at me weirdly. And I realized that it sounded like I might have been saying
$7.
date rape. I don't know.
I'd like to take a nap here if that's okay.
Yeah, that was what I was. I didn't realize it was the homelessness. I was going, can I have a nap somewhere? I'm very tired. I don't want to see anything.
What's your shit shower shave rate, huh?
It was like, some guy said it's like $700 if you want to stay.
Yeah.
It's like, but there's a bum out there. So
All right, we
then
got to wrap it up, though. I mean, we got to get you out.
Oh.
I hate to cut you off.
What?
Well, it's been great. I really had a nice time. Really had a great time. Thank you for
We'll have
having
you
me.
back.
You're here. You're coming back.
We'll have you for part
if I'm
2.
allowed.
Yeah, of course.
You're welcome to come on the James Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gang, do yourself a favor. Check out the brand new special on September 1st that comes out. All right. Of course, pick up the book, Disquieting Levels of Egg, his 4th book of poems. And, of course, listen to the James Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan. And we will be back for part 2 with James Donald Forbes McCann and this tale of absolute woe that we have heard. Which
JDF
is unbelievable.
McCann. Tickets on sale now. I'm going all over the place.
Look at him. We love you.
Go check him out.
I
gang.
really appreciate this. This
Of course,
is really
brother.
nice.
Thank
Buddy,
you.
you're coming back to hear the rest of this tale. We
All
love
right.
you so much. Gang, we love you. We'll see you next week.
Peace.